Did you know that fashion brands were mentioned over 664 times in rap songs in just 2018? Which is really interesting if you think about it, because rap at its core is a form of self-expression, and it also started as a protest art, right? But with some of these larger fashion brands, it's hard to get more establishment than these larger brands. Like, who are you protesting against, right? Because rap started in the 1970s in the Bronx, and it was a form of self-expression for Black and Hispanic and Latino marginalized communities. It was a way for them to be able to say the things that they felt that they could not otherwise say, and express the things that were being suppressed in their truths, right? But fashion has always historically been a protest art, right? Like in the 1960s, there were the black armbands that showed solidarity with the civil rights movement. There, in the 1990s, there were the punk rock and alt aesthetics, and it was very counterculture. And there were also the whole hippie vibe was very much a protest against the Vietnam War. To the point, it's so important, in fact, to free speech that fashion is literally protected under the First Amendment in the United States as a form of free speech. Well, rap is nothing if not free speech, right? It's kind of its whole thing. And as rap gained popularity and people started seeing these rappers like talk about whatever and being loved for it, like speaking their truth and being loved for it, people wanted to dress like rappers, because rappers were the epitome of speaking your truth, but they also had their own aesthetic, right? And people wanted that feeling. They wanted to feel like they had the courage to say, fuck you to the authority, speak their truth, and be loved for it regardless, right? But here's the thing. A brand, if done well, will communicate and will embody an emotion, right? It'll have a vibe with it, right? And with a lot of the luxury and traditional fashion houses, that vibe, that emotion is success. It's like, I have made it, right? And so as rap grew into the mainstream and became more popular and started to get mass popularity and acceptance, we saw rappers starting to lean into some of these more traditional fashion labels. It was their way of showing the world, hey, we made it, we're accepted, right? And fashion labels, in turn, wanted that mainstream appeal, started leaning into more of the streetwear aesthetic, and that's where we started to see the blends of streetwear and more formal wear. And it's grown to the point that Pharrell Williams is now the creative director at Louis Vuitton. So while